Welcome back, Love Tribe. It's Tracy with TR's Tarot Talk 1111. Guys, it's taken me forever to get these videos up because you guys' energy, like Spirit's been talking forever on each of these. And the funny thing is you could watch just about any of the zodiacs and get a very similar message. The eclipse season is not messing around. If you or your loved one, because this is a romance relationship connection reading, if either of you are dallying around in a karmic situation, having a hard time releasing, it seems to be a theme with the eclipses. However, I reset the decks. I've created space, sacred space. I've done clearing and prayers. So maybe your reading will be different. This is for the zodiac sign of Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. I do have a couple of announcements before we get started with your reading. I would like to give a big shout out to those people who constantly give with all their heart to this channel. They believe in the mission here. They like my content and guidance. And so I would like to thank Stephanie for this season of the Witch Yule Oracle. We're going to be using that today. And I'd like to thank Kavita for the Soul's Journey lesson cards by James Van Prague. And I'd like to thank my niece for the Muse Tarot. I'm not putting her name out there for privacy reasons. Well, basically, she probably wouldn't care, but I didn't ask her, so I'm not gonna. All right, I'm going to keep this Yule Witch one handy. It's the only one I've really needed to look in the book for a couple of them. So another announcement I have is it's the holidays, guys. And what is better than to give somebody the gift of guidance for the holidays? So if you're interested, I'm offering a $30 off discount for the month of December, all the way through to January 2nd, through the holiday season. I normally charge $100 for a 45-minute to an hour and a half long reading. I'm very thorough and I'm very generous with my time. If you've ordered from me before, you know that. So it's worth every penny, and I am giving a $30 discount. It will only be $70 for the month of December and up until the 2nd of January. If you're interested, everything you know to book is in the description box below. And if you're giving it as a gift, if you're ordering it for you, then just follow the directions below. If you're giving it to a friend or family or a coworker or even your significant other, then you're going to want to do the same thing, purchase it, send me the screenshot of your payment, and then email me and let me know the contact information of who you're purchasing it for. And I will email them and get their questions or topic that they want the reading on and handle it from there. Okay, there is a 5-day turnaround, up to 5 days, sometimes sooner. But there is a 5-day turnaround. So if you want it by a certain time, make sure that you book in time for it. And for those of you who are new, welcome, welcome. Sorry about the lengthy intro, but me and my son just got over COVID, so I'm way behind on everything, and I do want to get these announcements out. So if you're new, welcome. If you like our content, make sure you subscribe, hit that wiggly bell, give us a thumbs up, introduce yourself in the comments sections. Over here in TR's Tarot Talk, we are spiritually inclined. We take a look at the ascension, significant relationships, spirituality, that kind of thing. These are romance and relationship connection geared. Okay, and just so you know, there will be an extended of every one of these 12 zodiacs each month uploaded around the first of the month. This month I'm a little late, but they're supposed to be up around between the first and third. And if you resonate with this reading and it's really hitting the mark and you want to go deeper, there will be a deeper dive over in Patreon. It's $4.44 a month. So basically the cost of an exotic coffee. And every month you will get the 12 extended zodiac readings and 1 to 3 extra videos in Patreon that is exclusive content that is not uploaded over here on YouTube. Okay, so also, if you resonate with being a twin flame, there are big, huge shifts. Well, there's 3 waves, but one of the waves right now will be going through a huge, huge opportunity for union window. Between now and March is what my spirit guides have told me. It could go out a little longer for those who are stubborn, because we're taking advantage of the eclipse season, which could be up to 6 months. But I've already been given the heads up. And so over in Patreon, there is an $11.11 tier where I will be slamming out a whole lot of twin flame content, because the idea is to get all of the divine feminines and divine masculines, but primarily the divine feminines are the ones that are preparing. The divine masculines are clearing. So I would like to help, either on their journey over in Patreon. So if that resonates with you and you want a tribe, because we're creating our own tribe over there, people that you can get in contact with, people that know what you're going through, how you're going through it, people that understand, which our normal friends and families don't usually understand the twin flame concept. So yes, if you feel like you need that, if you would like community, if you would like guidance, channeled messages, vlogs, energy check-ins, then you're going to want to join at the 11:11. Okay. I love you. We're going to get into your reading now. And I do want to thank you so much for being patient for such a long intro. And I do apologize if you hear me clearing my throat a lot. It seems to be a thing with the C virus. I've been fine. I feel great. I get a little tired every now and then, but I feel fine. It's been 2 weeks since I would say it's been gone. But there does seem to be a little bit of echoes of it still lingering. Not for Jesse. Boy, he just bounced right back. All right. So again, Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, all cross watchers. We're going to get your oracles out first. This is going to probably be a lengthy reading, so you might want to get yourself some snacks and a drink. Settle in, watch it in pieces, whatever feels right to you. But I'm very thorough, and this seems to be a pivotal time. So we have turn on your love light. On the back, it says, sometimes the best way to remain sane is to love like crazy. Works for me, the universe. All right. So when I hear turn on your love light, it puts me in the feeling of staying in high vibration, unconditional love, non-judgment, and just spreading light everywhere you go, right? Because love is light, and light is love. Now, if you're single and you're trying to call in love, then of course you're going to want to be the vibration of love, because as vibrational beings, we don't manifest what we want, we manifest what we're in alignment with, okay? So we're going to take a look at your other cards to see how this is manifesting. If you're not single and you got somebody on your heart and mind, if you've had any, troubles in that connection and things need to be healed, then turning the love light on is all about finding that peace, that surrender in knowing that what is meant for you will never miss you, and just radiate that love, unconditional love. Try to stay out of judgment, especially if you resonate with being in a divine connection, because right now they are going through tower moments, huge, painful tower moments. And so patience and empathy and love need to be what you're giving out, not judgment, resentment, and hatefulness. Okay. So your second card, see, I felt that. I had to add that in there because I did feel for some of you there's forgiveness that needs to be. See, when Spirit tells you to love like mad, it's usually because you're not. So forgiveness, I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. and you're being guided to let the love flow out. Okay, what is your next card? Oh, this is a new one. So 12 zodiacs, and like the same cards were coming up. This is a nice fresh energy. Squirrel medicine. Pitter patter, plan ahead. Keep silent your path's desire. No eyes or ears shall see you coming. A well-deserved reveal. It's a number 35, which breaks down to an 8, which is a very lucky number. Eights make me think of money, prosperity, and gifts. And it does sound like you might be planning something. Let me look in the book here. Or your person could be planning something. Pitter patter, plan ahead. Somebody's making a plan. Keep silent your past desire. They're not talking about it because they don't want anybody to wreck it or spoil a surprise, maybe. No eyes or ears shall see you coming. It's a surprise. A well-deserved reveal. Let's look it up to see what else we can get. Oh, and it's number 111, page 111. Like them ones, 111. We need one more to add to it, huh? Okay, the keywords are planning, secrets, and trust. Squirrels are always preparing for a hard winter season. They are continually gathering nuts, seeds, berries to store in hollow trees or small crevices to come back to when they need it. Sometimes they hide their treasures so well that they can't find them later on. But this never bothers them, and they continue to be more prepared than is necessary. Whatever seeds they missed will grow into plants, further contributing to the cycle of life. Squirrel medicine guides you to get prepared, to welcome your intentions into your life. Ooh, I like that. I'm going to tell you why I like that. Because now not everybody's in a divine connection. It doesn't matter. Everybody's a soulmate, guys, even the karmics. But I was told by Spirit that we need to get prepared. We need to do the healing and forgiveness work to get to that unconditional love in order to lay the groundwork to plant the seeds for this incoming union window for those who are in really spiritually connected romantic relationships. So, yeah. Where was I? But this is, okay. Whatever seeds they miss, squirrel medicine. All right, squirrel medicine guides you to get prepared to welcome your intentions, basically your manifestations, into your life. Yes, the universe will do most of the heavy lifting, but you have to do your part as well by being ready to receive opportunities when they come knocking. That can mean enrolling in that class or having your 2-minute pitch ready to go. Manifestation is really preparation that meets divine opportunity. And it's better to be over-prepared than missing out because you didn't prepare at all. Energy is never wasted, and you never know when all of your hard work will come in handy. Now, if this isn't a romantic situation and you're just trying to manifest, a new job or a new connection or new love, then of course, this is speaking of preparing, getting ready. Are you mentally, emotionally stable? Are you open to love? Are you cleared? Is your energy cleared? Have you healed certain aspects of yourself that need to be healed in order to have a high level commitment that lasts and isn't a karmic lesson? All right, next we have anxiety. Oh, my. It's a number 18, which breaks down to a 9. So this is like the 9 of Swords energy. This could be self-sabotaging, guys. That's why Spirit is warning you to prepare. Do your forgiveness work. Release the past, right? A lot of times we are constantly manifesting negative experiences because we expect them. We have had bad experiences in the past that broke our heart or created huge disruptions in our life. And therefore, our ego has developed like a defense mechanism, a warning alarm system, maybe even combativeness to ward off anything that could bring harm to you because of the past. And so if you're creating from that space, remember, we're vibrational beings. So where you vibrate is the only thing you can attract. So if you're anxious, angry, resentful, or feeling unworthy, abandoned, that lack mentality of not being good enough, that's what it feels like we're talking about here so far, is clearing out the anxiety and any low vibration belief systems because of any past experiences that need to be healed and forgiven. Okay. Because I'm seeing a theme here. Your next card is regret. All right. Somebody who looks anxious, sad, regretful, feeling like things never work out for them. We have, there is nothing sadder than looking back on some part of your life with regret, wondering what you could have done but did not. So go for it. Sometimes it's better to try and fail than not to try at all. All is not lost. See, again, like the squirrel medicine. Even if you plant seeds and they don't come to fruition, they will still grow into trees that contribute to the collective. Nothing is lost. You still have time to turn the situation around. Let go of fear and forgive, by the looks of it, anxiety. Let go of fear and apprehension and follow your heart. Turn on your love light. All right, now these next two decks are geared toward people who are already kind of dating or seeing somebody or have somebody on their heart and mind. There are a few cards in it that speak to single people, so, hopefully they'll all resonate. But I want you to use your discernment with these two. If you know that you're single and you've got nobody and you're feeling lonely and anxious and regretful, then use your discernment, okay? These may not be for everyone, but these definitely are. Soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. So for those of you who already have somebody on your heart and mind, maybe even a divine spiritual connection, right? Spiritual connections are very definitive. You can tell. You can tell when it's a spiritual commitment or connection, when it's a soul contract, soulmate, because you learn so much. They change you so much. They trigger you so much. And they're hard. They're not easy. All right, soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. If you've been wondering, if you've been anxious, if you've been over-processing, if you've been doubtful, apprehensive, clear that energy out, because it's probably because in the past you didn't get what you want, or you got it and you didn't get it the way you deserved it or needed it. And so the ego, keeps looping that like an old record player over and over and over. You've always been hurt by men or women. It never works out for you. You've got flaws that other people, there are other people who are better than you. Or this person has options, or this person's a lost cause. If those are the kind of things going around in your mind, that's based on your ego. That's your ego operating from the past, from regret, from things that didn't work out right. And so the future is you're never going to ever attract anybody other than what you believe you can deserve. So when you do the healing work and lay the groundwork and prepare for that manifestation, you got to be the vibration of what you want. So if you're making a list on what you want your soulmate to be like, or if you have expectations, first of all, when you're manifesting, expectations is a bad idea. You're supposed to desire or dream it, desire it, do the work to have it. And then you're supposed to move into that place of faith that, whatever is meant for you is going to show up. It may not show up. If you want a black truck, you might get a blue one. You know what I mean? So you never know how the soulmate's going to show up, but you can know one thing for certain. If you're not in vibrational alignment, they're going to show up pretty much just like what you think they will. And so it's time to raise your vibration and turn your love light on. We have vulnerability. You can be completely open with this person. See, that could be your stress and anxiety too. That fear of being abandoned or fear of saying something or doing something wrong, thereby creating an opportunity for this person to say, whoa, I don't want her, red flag, red flag. Guess what? Your true soulmate is never, ever going to judge you that harshly. And even if they do, they're going to have to heal it because they're your soulmate. They're destined. You're destined, right? We're not talking about unrequited love. We're not talking about new love. There's plenty of cards in this deck. We're talking about soulmate. We're talking about the one, when you say, what is meant for me will never miss me, Spirit's saying, that's a soulmate, okay? The ones that come in and leave again, they're lesser soulmates. They're karmic soulmates, which would have been nice if they'd have put a karmic soulmate in there, but they didn't. So vulnerable. Spirit's kind of telling you, relax, heal, forgive, follow your heart, trust your intuition. If you wonder, yes, it is. Turn up your love light. Don't be afraid to speak your truth, to be authentic, to ask for your needs to be met, to let somebody know how you feel, because it does feel like you're kind of holding back, or somebody's holding back here. So let's take a look at your tarot now. Bottom of the deck was the Queen of Wands. I set the deck before I start. I am going to shuffle again, just because I like to shuffle on camera. But just so you know, when I reset my deck and prayed over it and infused it with Libra energy, the bottom of the deck was that Queen of Wands. And she wants to stay there. I was trying to bury her, but she seems to want to stay there. I'm going to try one more time. Spirit, can you let us know? Yeah, see, they're new cards and they're stiff, so it's hard. I was trying to bury her, trying to get fresh energy, but she keeps wanting to stay there. Underneath that is Justice and the Strength card. So what I'm feeling for my viewers is that you are having, with the Strength card, that's self-mastery, right? And Justice, that's balance. That's doing the right things, feeling the right things. It's clearing out the wrong things in order to balance out your life, right? And it could even be, because you got the Devil under that. Devil is all about fears, anxiety, toxicity, addiction, codependency, and it can be extreme passion. It could be feeling like you're tied to somebody and you can't untie yourself. That could be a very spiritual connection too, because the devil is the opposite of God. I mean, it's God's duality, right? Good and bad, dark and light. And so you can't, where one goes, the other one has to be, because they're connected. And so it could be that energy too. But that's just a little mini read on the energy on the bottom of the deck. This is self-mastery. This is Spirit telling you to turn on your love life. You want to love light. You want to be the Queen of Wands. You want to be confident, magnetic, radiant, intuitive, creative, just really sitting in your power, right? Self-mastery, mastering yourself and trusting that you deserve something, trusting that you're good enough. Just we need to get to the point where we no longer feel like we aren't good enough, where we feel like we need to chase what we want, or that we'll never get it. Those are lies, perpetuated lies. Sometimes they're taught to us from our parents because they were told those lies. Sometimes we learn it through our peers and bullying. Sometimes we're our own bully and we bully ourselves. Our internal dialogue is just crap. But it's always ego. All right. What is the highest and best message for my Libra watchers and cross watchers in love, romance, connections, relationships, and healing in the month of December, please? Love and connections and healing in the month of December. Huh? I was going to say that was it, but I guess it wasn't. Your outcome is the sun. I like that. Bottom of the deck, though, is that ego fear. Seven of Swords. So let me tell you, the Seven of Swords is about people who have a little bit of a coward streak in them. I don't like the word coward, but we all can do that. We've all been there, right? I saw on the bottom of the deck originally the Strength card. It's overcoming your cowardice or their cowardice, depending on who did it. But a coward is somebody who is fearful. They're afraid. They're afraid for their life. They're afraid for their safety, for their well-being. The normal Rider-Waite Tarot has a man sneaking into a prison, or could be prison, but an army camp, and he steals as many of the swords as he can get and sneaks off with them. He's a sneaky person. He lies. He stretches the truth. He's deceptive. He's underhanded. Sometimes he's just strategic. But it's not, and in the background is that sun, right? It's like pushing the darkness back, letting the sun in, or the star, whatever. Could be either or, but you got the sun here. So if this is your energy, this is all about facing your fears, facing your ego, overcoming with the Strength card any feelings of cowardice, of being too afraid to invest in something, so you run away from it. Now, for some of you, this could be your person. If you're dealing with another person, if you're not single, if you're single, this is your energy. There's the Tower. Underneath the Tower is success, though, the Six of Wands. So I want to bring the Tower out with that sun because I think that's what's bringing the sun. Let's take a look here. So you've got the Seven of Swords. These two came out next. The Three of Emotion. The Muse of Materials. That's nice. So the Muse in this tarot deck is in place of the Kings. It doesn't have any Kings because it's a feminine deck. But it's still masculine energy. So it's feminine empowerment in this deck, but it's masculine energy. It's the King energy. It's mastering the suit of Pentacles. Two of Cups. Knight of Voices. Three of Material, the Sun, and the Tower. Now the Tower was under the deck. So is the Six of Wands and the Ace of Voices. All right, so what I'm seeing here, because that's what this Knight is carrying with him. I'll show you the artwork if you like. I already showed you the Seven of Swords. The Three of Cups in this deck is it, well, in all decks, Three of Cups is all about, it could be dating, it's socializing, it's friendship circles, it's parties, it's celebrations, right? With that King of Material. Okay, so, and then the Two of Cups. So I'll show you the Muse, which is the mastery of the masculine energy of the suit of Pentacles. That's bridging a gap. It's a leveling up. It's a graduation in this deck of the divine feminine energy, finally balancing out her masculine energy in that suit, in that particular suit. Then we have the Two of Cups. And the Two of Cups is a divine counterpart. The Two of Cups is, we are a perfect match. My cup matches your cup. My cup is full to overflowing because I created that love for myself and I filled my own cup. And now I am manifesting my divine counterpart who will show up after the healing with their own cup that is overflowing with self-love and respect. Okay? You can't manifest what you aren't in vibrational, what you are not a vibrational match to. Let me turn the light on because it's getting dark and it's only 2 o'clock. This light ain't very bright. It's LED lights. All right. So what I'm seeing here so far is somebody probably screwed up. Now, this could be anybody. This could be people in your past. This could be what you're afraid of, who you need to forgive, what's creating this energy vibration of anxiety about being hurt, right? It is a little bit of cowardice, and I don't like the word coward, but I don't know what other word to use because you've got in the Strength card, that's self-mastery. Seven of Swords is somebody who is defensive, protecting themselves at all costs, even at the cost of their own integrity. Because there's a deep-rooted fear. Most people who are bad people, well, I won't say that. There are some really evil people in the world, but most people are just operating from fear. So this Seven of Swords could be anything. This could be your past. It could be past relationships. It could be your childhood. It could be the person you're involved with who has done things in the past that were questionable or non-reliable or downright dirty and dark. Depends. But now there's this fresh energy coming in. And this is really good energy. And it's coming because of the Tower. Now let me talk to you a little bit about the Tower. The Tower in Tarot, the Tower in Tarot is all about things we build in our lives, okay? Let's say you get married, you think you're in love, you have 2 or 3 children, 20 years later, you barely talk to each other, and when you do, it's all hostile, it's all angry. I'm just giving this as a scenario because this was my Tower in my life. Somebody that at one point was my best friend that I loved deeply, we grew apart. And there was a seed that was planted between us early in our marriage that we should have forgiven, that we should have healed. And we didn't. We allowed it to fester and fester and fester, and we didn't talk about it. And when we tried to talk about it, we would become so hostile and angry that we would just make it worse instead of better. We didn't talk authentically without anger or whatever. And so in my personal experience, somebody I deeply loved and cared about became somebody that I resented, and vice versa. And so we grew apart, and we stayed together for 10 years longer than we should have for the sake of our children. And in those 10 years, we probably did more damage to our children and our family than we believed we were doing good. Okay? And in my life, my Tower was my mom passed away, my sister passed away. I spent 7 months in the hospital sleeping on the ICU couch. And when I came home, I saw that my life partner that I married had turned my home upside down, inside out, hadn't cleaned it, hadn't taken care of the dogs, hadn't done much with the children. I needed that love and support while my family was dying. And it looked like a warehouse, like a hoarder's house. And everything I had built was basically destroyed. And so I went through the dark night of the soul, and that's kind of a Tower moment on the most extreme end of it. But a Tower is when you've really invested in something and you've built it and built it and built it and built it. And even beyond the point where you knew you shouldn't be investing in it anymore, that it was no longer worth saving. It was no longer worth putting time and effort into. It was done. It was dead. It's like clinging to a carcass, right? And then the tower comes in. That's divine intervention. That you can't control a tower. A tower is a major arcana. It's not you. Yes, we can create towers if we want them, but we can't prevent them because they are divinely guided. It's when God, source, the universe, whatever you prescribe to, just comes in and says, enough is enough. This needs to end. It's toxic. It's not helping anybody, and destroys it. And with that destruction comes a rebuild, and the rebuild is always better, always better. A tower is not done to you, it's done for you. Now, another way that the tower can come into your life is as the Ace of Swords. It can be just an epiphany. It's like being struck by lightning and all of a sudden you can see again. It's like a blind man walking through their life, can't see nothing. And all of a sudden they get struck by divine lightning and their eyes are open and they can clearly see something that before they couldn't see. Brings in the light. That's what I'm seeing here. Okay? It's a very strong, divinely guided energy that is taking away something that doesn't serve you and replacing it with illumination, love, joy, and happiness. Okay? So don't fear the tower. In your reading, it is literally creating new energy. What it's getting rid of or being asked to get rid of is this Seven of Swords energy, this egoic cowardice, right? Where you feel afraid or they feel afraid, or maybe you both feel afraid. But I can see with the Three of Cups, the King of Materials, somebody wants to commit now. Somebody feels worthy. Now, this could be you, this could be your person, but it is masculine energy. But it's a feminine deck, so it could definitely be you. But somebody has leveled up. Somebody has done their forgiveness. Somebody has turned their love light on. Okay? Whoever that person is, though, is still not completely done with their anxiety. So in my life, when I up-leveled, when I cleared out a lot of anger, resentment, when I did a lot of healing, I created a life for me and my son, like the Nine of Pentacles. I did it with, without, or in spite of any man. I bring home the bacon and fry it up in the pan, right? I do all of it. Everything in this home, except for 3 things that I brought from my previous life. Well, 4 if you include my kid. Everything in this home, I bought, I earned, I created. And so sometimes when we become that King of Pentacles, we are afraid to let love in or another soulmate in because they might come in and destroy our newfound happiness. I'm really channeling for you guys. I don't know why. This is going to be a long reading. All right. So somebody makes an offer, 3 of Cups, or you could meet somebody at a party. Maybe you've already met them. Take what resonates. If you're already there, if you're already in a situation, then this is an invitation or a chance meeting out in public with friends, right? This could be going on a date, having coffee, going to a movie, Netflixing in the home. It's community. It's coming together in a good way, okay? Because somebody wants to commit now. That, you know, the epitome of the suit of Pentacles. That's somebody who is grounded, secure, and wants to plant seeds for the future, wants the long term. That could be you, that could be your person. Because they now see, they've been, the blindfold's been zapped off their face, is what it feels like. Okay? And the ego, because we talked about the ego, the 6 of Wands. I don't read reversals, but the 6 of Wands, if it comes in reverse, is usually ego. It's somebody who wants recognition, somebody who deserves recognition, somebody who's worked hard. It's the return of the sun god, Apollo, and you do have the sun here. So it's all about success. It's about fighting a battle and winning, and everybody being proud of you. It's being in the spotlight. It's being the star. It's really good energy. Okay. It feels to me like somebody is seeing your worth, but you may not. Or you might think you do, but then you get triggered again into those old fears and anxieties about the times when people didn't see your worth. Because this is a perfect match. So then we've got this Knight of Swords, and he is wielding that Ace of Swords. This is somebody who moves really fast. They've got something to say. And they're moving really fast towards you because they've gotten some kind of insight and awakeness and awareness. And they want to rebuild. See, there's a destruction of a tower. And then the Three of Materials is about rebuilding together. It's, again, it's where two or more people come together. But you have 2 3s. So I want to ask, I'm just going to ask Spirit. What changed? What's the tower? What changed? What's the big tower about? What removed the blocks? What was the removal? What was removed? What block was fixed or removed? The Empress, you're what changed. Or the person that you're thinking about has seen you differently. They see you differently now. They see you as their person, as their one. Knight of Cups on the bottom. Knight of Materials. So they're not coming in. They are coming in fast. Look at all the in the past they were moving very, very slow. But it was because they wanted to do it right. The Knight of Pentacles is an overachiever. It's Virgo energy. It's somebody who stresses, and that could be them. That could be them. They could be very anxious, and that's why they took so long, because they wanted to make sure they did it right. See, this horse is that Six of Wands, right? He's got a wreath around his neck, flower in his hair, crown on his head. Virgo energy. I'm stressed. I worry. I'm a perfectionist. Everything's got to be right before I come forward. There's that Devil energy with the Justice again. And Strength. Wow, after all the shuffling, we still got that energy hidden underneath new energy. So I would say this person's releasing something that's toxic or something that has kept them stuck. They had something to clear. Tower. I'm going to leave it open because it's a general reading. I'll go deeper into it over on Patreon. But they had something to clear. The Devil. That was the obstacle. And because of that, they were making progress towards you. But it was slow progress. Slow and steady. Probably balancing their emotions, right? But now look at, you got 3 knights. You got the Knight of Wands, or I'm sorry, the Knight of Swords, the Knight of Cups, and the Knight of Pentacles. This person has a lot on their mind. Knights are communicators. They are messengers. Message of love, message of commitment, and message of clarity. So this is beautiful energy, and I'm going to take this over into the extended. But your advice for the month of December is, if you know that you've leveled up into this Empress energy, because the strength is self-mastery, then this person somehow, some way has had their blinders removed. They were blind, but now they can see. And what did they see? They see you. And they see you as the be all end all, their exact counterpart, their perfect match. And your advice is to, if there's any echoes or remnants, like I just talked about having the virus and I'm healed. I mean, feel perfectly normal, except for occasionally when I do too much, I get a wave of exhaustion where I just feel like I just need to take a deep breath and just kind of gather myself. And I'm still struggling with like a tickle or dry throat or gooby throat. But other than that, I'm normal. It's like this person, or I'm sorry, it's like you are pretty much the Empress 98.7% of the time. The only person that can really rattle your chains and knock you back into this fear and anxiety is this person seems to be a trigger for you because you know they could be the one. Yes, this is your soulmate. And they can trigger you still in that wound. So the wound is still there. Of course, the wounds are always there. I want you to know we do heal wounds, but the scars never go away. The echoes are always there. But the Lion and the Strength card, the Leo energy, is all about taming the triggers, taming the beast, right? It's healing the wound so that it no longer festers and creates chaos or infection. But the scar is a reminder of where you've been and what you've been through and what you've overcome. And so I feel like your advice is, if this is your energy, now this could be your person's energy, if you're the one that had the blinders removed, I feel like the other person had to work through all of this anxiety. That you guys match each other. Remember, you cannot attract what you aren't. So you probably share the same type of fears due to similar experiences from your past. And so it's a beautiful healing process that the two of you are doing together. And you're just being reminded to stay in the Empress energy. And this has been a message in a lot of these readings this month. Stay in your Empress energy. Do not allow anything to trigger you back into your scars. They're healed. Look at the scar, touch it, remind yourself of where you were, what you've gone through, how you healed, where you're at, and hold that. Hold that space because it looks like something has shifted and changed in this person's life. And now they are wanting to come and talk. With the Three of Cups, it does feel like a conversation about rebuilding in the future. It's about feelings, it's about commitment, and it's about vulnerability. And there is king or supreme masculine, because like I said, energy here. So you've got three knights and a king. This person, it feels like, is ready to really ground this thing. They're afraid and they might, there's fear lingering, there's scars lingering that could be torn open again, and that's the fear. So remember, where you place your focus and attention is where you create. So if you're revisiting the past and ripping those scars back open, then that's a bad idea. Your advice is, there is nothing sadder than looking back on some part of your life with regret, wondering what you could have done but did not. Instead, go for it. Sometimes it's better to try and fail than not try at all. All is not lost. You still have time to turn this situation around. Let go of fear and apprehension and follow your heart. And with squirrel medicine, this could be you or them. This seems like a surprise with the Knight of Swords. as I said, whoever you think you are in this reading, whether you're the one that's had the tower moment, like right now, like very soon, or if you believe you're the Empress, okay? Either way, it feels like there's a surprise coming, and it's a good surprise. But you need to prepare. You need to be ready so you don't get triggered. If they knocked on your door right now and said, "Here I am, take me or leave me," are you prepared? Can you have healed scars or open wounds? Okay, so if this is resonating and you want to follow me over to the deeper dive, I've been pretty thorough, but in the deep dive, I'm going to take a look at masculine energy versus feminine. Who is who? Who's doing what? What is the epiphany? And what was cleared out? And what is the best advice moving forward? Then I'm going to take a look at messages from your person and love songs from your person. Okay, so if this is where we part ways, I love you. I will see you on my next upload. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. If you followed me all the way through this long, lengthy reading, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Drop a comment in the section below. If you're new, say hi so we know we've got some new people. If you're a returning subscriber, let me know, hi, because I know most of you. We're a small group. And I will see you over in Patreon. If you resonate with being a twin flame and you want to join, it's the beginning of the month. It's a good time because they bill on the first of the month. So if you join on the 27th, they'll bill you on the 27th. And then they'll bill you again on the 1st. Okay, so the best time to join is at the beginning of the month. And there will be exclusive content over there that you never get here in YouTube. All right, I love you guys. Have a very Merry Christmas. Namaste.